So there we were, experimenting with our new radial flow filter, seeking a good media. And we more and more discovered that since we're not reliant on gravity, we actually need a buoyant media. That when it decompresses, uncompacts in the backwash cycle, it instantly explodes from the buoyancy. We started studying patents. There's a gentleman named Gene Hers who made some breakthroughs in water filtration in the 60s, and he concluded that polyethylene is the best media for water filtration, but it'll never be harnessed because it's buoyant. And here we were looking for buoyancy. Well, since Mr. Hers, ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene has been developed, and it's a hybrid that's very durable. It's used in cutting boards, artificial joints like your hips, ship ball bearings, bulletproof armor in cars. And we found this company called Ticona that was producing a powdered version that would be cold compacted at a high pressure, 1500 psi, and form a filter cartridge that would then be baked, which is called sintering. And all the little nodules would glue together in the sintering process, and they'd have a single-use throwaway water filter cartridge. Well, we called them up and we said we'd like to use their powder in a regenerative form, in the raw form, and form it into a cake, filtered and exploded on backwash. And they were pretty skeptical, but they sent us some. And the results were pretty amazing. This is it right here. Now it looks a little bit like the diatomaceous earth I had earlier. It's a white powder, but we weren't looking for a sacrificial media that has to be backwashed out of the filter, and the grids have to be acid washed, and you have to pre-coat the filter every time you run a new filter cycle. We're looking for a simple backwash filter with a permanent media that could be used over and over and over and over. So when I put this to water, you can see it's nothing like diatomaceous earth. It's anhydrous. It does not like to get wet. It's very buoyant, 19 pounds per cubic foot, lightweight, so you can ship your filter tanks ready to plug and run. And when you try to mix it with water, it just refuses. So I put it to water just like I did with the diatomaceous earth earlier, shake it up, but I'm not going to get a milk slurry. Rather, all the UHMW is going to return to the top, float on the surface, and it's dry. Kind of weird. So, were we going to be successful in the mechanical compaction of radial flow with this filter media, or potential filter media? Let me show you this stuff at work on filtration right over here. Let's go. So here we go. This is the Ticona UHMW media we were just talking about. Mechanically compacted like the radial flow process with 95 NTU test us water, gravity force through it with 3 feet, actually 2 feet ahead on it right now, and taking 95 NTU water down to 0.3 NTUs here, single pass gravity. The way it works is like popcorn. The media in there, anhydrous, snow white, ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene, under a microscope is shaped like popcorn. What happens in the compaction, in combination with the water being forced through it, is the nodules of the popcorn tend to snap together and form a tortuous flow path for the water that lets the water through but keeps the contaminants back, just like kelp catching a scuba diver. When it's backwash clean, and we're going to show you that in a minute, it explodes apart, repels the contaminant, it's ready for the next filter cycle. The Ticona UHMW filtration media is actually the ideal media for water filtration. Okay, I've taken the device and I've drained the excess water out of it. Here's the UHMW. And let's see, it's been filtering the 95 NTU water with test us in it all day. So let me loosen the unions, take it apart carefully, and still see we got a dry powder here. Is I'm going to put the UHMW back into the water. Now you can see it's kind of formed a little bit of a cake, kind of a spongy feel, not like diatomaceous earth. But anyway, now it feels wet. It's had water under a slight amount of force, filtering test tests all day. And it may be hard to see on the video there, but it's got kind of a dirty color to it right now. But here's what I want to show you. It repels the contaminants it catches. Watch this. I'm going to shake it up again like I did before with the clean stuff. Give it a little bit of a shake. And what you'll see is it repels whatever it catches out of the water. We've experimented with that over and over. And you'll see you have a nice, clean powder floating on the top of the water, and the UHMW floats to the top and leaves all the contaminants in the wash water. It's an ultra-quick, regenerative, permanent media that repels the contaminants it's removed in the way of suspended solids in filtration, and now it's ready for the next run. It clearly separates quick. Sand doesn't do that. Sand adheres to the contaminants. UHMW traps them geometrically by the nodules of the popcorn-like shapes that create the tortuous flow path that remove the contaminant, but it never adheres. It has a Teflon-like quality to it that causes it to repel whatever sticks in the filter cake. So as you watch that, you got the UHMW forming the clean white powder on the top of the water, and what's below that is dirty water. That's your backwash water with no powder in it. To sum it all up for you, the radial flow filtration process from Filtrasonics offers a water filtration machine, a mechanized version of removing solids from water. With the pulse backwash, automatable, it can go online in any environment, no matter how extreme, and remove the solids from the water and discharge them in a concentrated fashion. When you couple the process to the potential of the high-performance, ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene from Ticona, which I demonstrated, instantly separates from the contaminants captured, and it's ready for the next cycle, you've got a very attractive filtration force. We're initially going to develop this for field testing for the reclamation of frac and process water at the 2,500 oil and gas wells presently being drilled in the U.S., and there's potential future for the over 500,000 wells that need process water filtration for production. But that doesn't limit the future markets for radial flow filtration, because it can address any market that's presently being addressed by the conventional three, being cartridge filters, diatomaceous earth, or sand filters. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. If you have any questions, please contact me at the phone number below. Once again, Joe Cohen, President, Filtrasonics, Denver, Colorado. Thank you.